What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out some brand new Cyber Angel support for Alexis in the Duelist Pack 21. I think that I said in my other video, it was kind of surprising that Alexis and Annika Boom ended up being in this pack, because when Konami put out the TCG presser for Legendary Duelist Sisters of the Rose, they really only talked about Akiza and My Valentine. They didn't say anything about there being a possibility for other characters, but I think it definitely made sense. It was kind of obvious that Konami's trying to promote female duelists in this set, so having Alexis, who is one of the most popular, well, she is the most popular female character from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, definitely makes a lot of sense. And then Anna dueled a bunch in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, so I think it just kind of works. Anyways, we're gonna check out some brand new Cyber Angel cards. There are 4 of them to talk about. It's a mixed bag in my opinion. A couple of the cards are okay, and then the other ones, in my opinion, just don't hit the mark, but we'll go ahead and break them down and see what you guys think. So let's start out with a brand new ritual monster. This is Cyber Angel Izana. It is a light fairy ritual monster, level 8, 2500 attack, 2600 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Machine Angel Ritual. That's historically always been the Cyber Angel ritual card. It gives them protection from the graveyard as well. It's pretty good. It says, if this card's ritual summon, you can make your opponent send 1 spell or trap they control to the graveyard. This is a incredibly balanced effect in my opinion. I think this is good against basically every deck except maybe Dinosaurs and Goki. I mean, even Sky Strikers, they put so many spells and traps on the field. Outer Guys, you know, True Draco, Trick Stars will usually have a field spell if nothing else, but your opponent does get to choose. So against a deck like Outer Guys, I'm not really sure how good that's going to be. It's just, you know, your opponent gets to choose, so even if they have like 4 cards, they're probably just going to give up the worst one. Whatever card is not going to be that live in that situation. Overall, it's a useful effect, but it's a fair effect. Maybe a little too fair, and you can't use it if you're going first turn 1, so you're probably not going to want to summon her. Effect number 2, when this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can have this card attack a monster once more in a row. Okay, so basically you're getting double attacks here. This is, unfortunately, as far as I can understand, this is not as good as BLS, because this card has to attack another monster. It cannot attack your opponent directly after that. That's a little bit of a shame. Effect number 3, once per turn, when an opponent's card effect that targets a Cyber Angel ritual monster or monsters you control is activated, quick effect, you can shuffle 1 ritual monster from your graveyard into your deck, and if you do, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. This reminds me a whole lot of Lord of the Red. I wonder if you'd rather just negate the effect though. Like, wouldn't you sometimes rather just negate the effect? Like, if your opponent's going to impermanence you, if they impermanence like one of your other monsters, like sometimes you'd rather just like negate that targeting effect than pop one of their monsters, especially if they don't have a monster on field. Overall, I think that this is an okay card. I think Konami could have just slightly adjust all the effects and this card could have been fantastic. They were on the right path with this card, but they really kind of watered down some of these effects, and I don't think that they needed to be. Then we have Cyber Egg Angel. This is a light fairy effect monster, level 2, 200 attack and 300 defense. It's a hard once per turn on the effect. It says, if this card is summoned, you can add 1 Machine Angel spell card or Ritual Sanctuary from your deck to your hand. Getting Ritual Sanctuary is definitely pretty good, and getting Machine Angel Ritual is good as well. That's the spell card that summons all your Cyber Angels, and there are other Machine Angel spell cards that are going to be talked about a little later in the video. Overall, this card seems really solid because it's a +1. It can activate when flip summoned, special summon, or normal summoned, and you know, it's a monster that can't miss timing as well. I don't think that it's quite as good probably as Cyber Petite Angel, but it's kind of just similar to that card. In fact, I think their stats are probably around the same. Overall, I think that this is a great card and you should probably run multiples. Next up, we have a draw card for Cyber Angels. This is the Merciful Machine Angel. Since it is a Machine Angel card, it is searchable by the last card we just talked about, the Cyber Egg Angel. It's a normal spell with a hard once per turn effect built into it. Tribute 1 Cyber Angel ritual monster in your hand or on your side of the field, draw 2 cards, then return 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. Also, for the rest of the turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except ritual monsters. This could have been an absolutely fantastic card for Cyber Angels. It could have been a way to really accelerate the deck. I just don't understand, like, there's two major drawbacks with this card, and I don't understand why they're both built into it. Like, number one, the fact that after you activate this card or after you resolve it, you can't, special summon any monsters except ritual monsters. Like, that is just hogwash, because now you're talking about the incantations, which are fantastic in basically every ritual deck. Okay, but what if you draw one of those off of this card? Okay, so you can't special summon them because they're not ritual monsters. Like, that's kind of lame. Then there's the second drawback of having to put a card from your hand at the bottom of your deck, and it honestly makes this card feel like one of the shittiest Destiny draw type clones that we've ever gotten, because it's like, so I'm not even going to get a full exchange. I'm not even going to get a real break even. I understand that if you tribute some of the Cyber Angel ritual monsters, like, well, mainly Ben 10, because she'll search a light fairy from your deck, and you'll kind of go plus off of her, and that'll be your way that you kind of make advantage and you speed through your deck. But if you tribute something like Edison, all you get is 1,000 attack for all your ritual monsters on the field. You're not getting any like actual numerical advantage. Overall, I think that this card just was butchered, in my opinion. I think that there are so many unnecessary restrictions. I don't even think that this card needed to be a hard once per turn, let alone the have to shuffle, a monster back into the bottom of your deck. Maybe they could have kept the special summon restriction of only ritual monsters, but there are honestly so many restrictions on this card. I think it just ends up being meh. This is kind of one of the worst draw to archetype cards we've gotten in years, in my opinion. Most of them end up being really good and accelerating these decks and making them much better. A lot of them have not been disappointing, but this one was disappointing. And then finally, the last card is Machine Angel Manifestation, which again is searchable by Cyber Angel Egg. It's a continuous spell, and again, they're on the right path, the right theory with this card, but the execution is poor. This is a continuous spell card, and the second effect is a hard once per turn. Effect number one, your Cyber Angel ritual monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. This is a little redundant in my opinion, not just because a lot of times when your Cyber Angel ritual monsters hit the field, they can be pumped up by Edison and other cards, and they're kind of difficult to take down in battle, but you also have Machine Angel Ritual, which gives them battle protection that can be used from the graveyard. What they really needed was they needed protection from targeting, in my opinion. I think that targeting protection would have been significantly better, but whatever. Effect number two, when you take battle damage or damage from an opponent's card effect, you contribute one Cyber Angel Ritual monster from your side of the field or hand. That's the cost. Special summon one Cyber Angel Ritual monster from your hand. This is treated as a ritual summon. This would have been a really, really good effect, in my opinion, if you didn't have to interact with your opponent. The fact that you have to rely on them having a monster on the field is incredibly disheartening, or them doing like effect damage to you in some sort of way. That just kind of kills the playability of this card. I kind of get it. It does allow you to ritual summon during your opponent's turn, and that could be kind of cool, but historically we've seen cards like Urgent Ritual Art. They don't ever do anything in the meta, and ritual decks don't ever really use them. That's the real problem. Like, if you just would have been able to manually use this card whenever the hell you wanted, maybe tribute a Ben 10 and then summon like a Vrash from your hand, that would have been pretty damn awesome. You wouldn't have needed a ritual spell. Your Ben 10 would have floated into another monster. That could have actually been super dope for Cyber Angels, but this card just feels like it's too reliant on your opponents. Yeah, you can crash your little monsters into their big monsters, but honestly, really, where does that get you? You're going to lose one monster in battle, and then you're going to be having to tribute another monster in your hand. If that monster isn't Ben 10, then you're just losing out on even more card advantage, and that monster that you summon had basically better win you the game at that point. Overall, I think that these cards are just, I don't know, I think they're kind of mediocre. I think that Egg Angel is good, but honestly, Konami put way too many drawbacks into these cards. Maybe you'll run like one copy of Izana. I might even run that card just because the artwork on it is so fantastic, which makes it such a shame, but overall, this is not going to really improve Cyber Angels as an archetype very much, in my opinion. Whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos, and check out these other videos I know you'll enjoy.